The pond is a great addition to a garden. The sound of the water cascading down, it attracts birds to our garden. It's a beautiful sight, but it could turn into a nightmare. Okay, maybe that's a bit too dramatic. The point I'm trying to make is, if we haven't done our research and we don't stay on top of maintenance, running a healthy pond could be hard work. One of the problems we may face is algae blooms. I have made some mistakes in the past, especially in spring. My pond used to look awful. I'll explain why that was the case in this video. Over time, I've learned how to minimize the accumulation of waste in my pond during the winter months, so that in spring my pond doesn't experience any algae issues. This has significantly reduced my spring maintenance. If you are facing algae issues, I believe this video will give you some clarity on how to control it. In early spring, this is how my pond used to look, covered in string algae. As you may have noticed, the water remained clear, an indication that the UV filtration was doing its job, preventing the water from turning green. The UV light is effective in killing single-celled algae. String algae is a type of filamentous algae that typically forms on underwater surfaces such as rocks. Build-up of this algae can make the pond look awful. Let's be honest, I wouldn't want my friends or family seeing my pond when it's in that state. The two key factors contributing to algae growth are excess nutrients and sunlight. When it comes to my pond, there isn't much shade. So during the day, the sun is beaming down, there is strong sunlight. We have trees around the pond, however they haven't grown to the extent of providing shade just yet. Water lilies and floating plants are also great for providing shade. Where are these excess nutrients coming from? I don't feed my fish in the winter, but there were excess nutrients in the water due to decaying organic matter. If we don't trim our plants in time for winter, remove any leaves that have fallen into our ponds, these will start to decay and release nutrients into the water. During the winter, the plants are in dormant state, and due to the colder temperatures, the beneficial bacteria's activity levels drop. So who's going to absorb the excess nutrients? Yep, algae. These organisms will be happy to help. So that begs the question, are algae actually bad? Algae is Mother Nature's response to remove the excess nutrients in the water. Aesthetically, it looks unappealing. In a way, algae cleans the pond water by absorbing these nutrients, making it safer for the fish. It produces oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. Algae is also a natural food source for fish. The negatives. In addition to the unpleasant appearance, algae can also reduce the oxygen levels in the water, primarily through respiration and when decomposing. If left to grow uncontrolled, this could be detrimental to the pond's ecosystem. How do I go about removing algae from my pond? I simply use a garden rake to manually remove the algae carefully. I don't like to use chemical treatments. It's a short-term fix, it's not solving the underlying issue. Generally speaking, chemical treatments kill the algae, which will decompose and release nutrients into the water, potentially fueling another algae bloom. I pop it straight into our compost bin, benefiting our garden plants once it decomposes. So what are the things we can do in autumn and winter to minimize the chances of facing algae issues when spring comes? As much as possible, we need to remove any organic matter that will decay in the pond. We can place a net over the pond in autumn to prevent the buildup of leaves. If not, we can use a pond net to scoop up the leaves that fall into the pond. We could also trim the plants ready for the winter. I have been lazy in the past and I've suffered the consequences. I don't feed my fish in the winter. When the temperature drops, their metabolism and digestion slows down. They are less likely to actively seek for food. As I mentioned earlier, beneficial bacteria's activity slows down in the winter. During this period, there are cold water bacteria we can add to our ponds that will help break down organic matter and reduce the accumulation of waste that could lead to algae issues. These bacteria will help maintain a stable and balanced environment. Throughout this video, I refer to algae as an issue. Well, it is, if left uncontrolled and takes over our pond. But in moderation, it can be beneficial to the pond's ecosystem. That wraps up this video. I hope you found it useful. If there are any tips or advice you'd like to share, please mention it in the comments. It could be helpful for all of us. I recently published a video of us transforming our pond's waterfall. If you'd like to check it out, please click on this link right here. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.